If you're coming to a stop and it's making a weird grumbling at the end, right before it comes to a complete stop, that you feel throughout the car, then there's two things that cause that. Well, one real one, and then one which makes it feel worse. The real grumbling, the root cause of this issue, is caused by the engine mounts. When the engine mounts have worn through, they look like this. You can observe up to a 20mm drop in the total height of the engine mounts as the rubber and everything compressed. The weight of the engine and everything is settled right onto the flattened mounts and reverberates through the chassis. However, this is not the only thing that makes you feel it. I replaced the springs and shocks, both front and back, because my shocks were dead and my springs were old and worn anyway, and I noticed a marked reduction in how I felt the grumbling. I ended up feeling the shudder a lot less when stopping, just from new shocks and springs. What that means is my initial state was actually pretty bad in terms of shudder. So yeah, shocks and springs can make it worse. The order in which I replaced parts was shocks and springs, and then engine mounts. Now, I completely feel nothing. Not in the philosophical sense, but when coming to a stop sense. Originally, I was going to make a video guide, and that's one of the many reasons I chose a VR6 engined Cayenne instead of a V8, because the engine mounts are actually possible and easy to get to from the inside, but my engine had to come out for other issues at a shop, and I requested that they do the mounts while in there, so no engine mount guide from this channel, at least for a while. I will describe all the things I identified correctly, and all the things I did not identify correctly, and will describe what specifically was in the $6,300 repair bill, so stay tuned for that video when it comes out. Hopefully this helped in your Google or YouTube search when you googled what's that sensation when coming to a stop, and let me share one bit of last information before I end this video. On the base model, it's the easiest to get to the mounts without dropping the engine, and you don't have to pay to drop the engine. On the V8 non-turbo Cayennes, it's tighter but possible, and on the turbo V8s, it's nigh impossible without dropping the engine. This is because the Cayenne was designed to fit a V8, and we have a VR6 in the base model, so there's more space. If this helped, I'll trade you more videos for likes and subscribes, so I get views and paid, so I get to make more videos, you get information and hopefully amused, and YouTube gets their coin too. Win-win-win.